Hi guys, it's Zola here. In today's video we are talking about Bitcoin and answering the question, is Bitcoin a good hedge against inflation? You are watching the Financial Metaverse. As you are well aware, inflation erodes the purchasing power of money. So in order to stay ahead financially, we need to be able to invest our money in assets that appreciate far higher than the inflation rate. Furthermore, the rate of inflation that is applicable to you as an individual is typically much higher than the one quoted by government agencies. For instance, you would know that the average inflation currently in South Africa is hovering at roughly 5.5%, while we know that the increase in basic necessities such as electricity is likely to increase by over 20% this year if the national power supplier, Eskom, gets their way. So this would not be a problem if your income is going to keep up with this rate of increase in inflation. However, we know that this is highly unlikely to happen for most of us. Therefore, we need to be able to devise other strategies that can enable us to grow our income and our capital at rates that far outweigh inflation. So why do I consider Bitcoin to be an effective hedge against inflation? I'll give you 3 fundamental reasons. Reason number 1, Bitcoin isn't tied to one currency or economy. It also isn't controlled by a select or small group of companies or stakeholders. Rather, it is an international asset that reflects global demand. In terms of high inflation, as an investor, you need to take on more risk in order to offset the decline in the rate of return of prevailing assets. For example, if you are earning a 5% return on an interest-bearing instrument that you are reliant upon to draw an income and the inflation increases to 6%, that means the purchasing power of that money is reducing and is not keeping up with inflation and you are becoming poorer. Similarly, the average return of the S&P 500 is hovering around 7 to 8% per annum, which is barely above the inflation rate. With that being said, the S&P 500 has returned a lot more in the last decade than its long-term average. The downside of these higher returns is that valuations are now much higher than in past years. Now, if you as an investor want to generate returns above 6% annually, there are very few viable options outside investing in stocks. As such, Bitcoin could be one of the best alternatives in generating inflation-beating returns outside of equities, because Bitcoin circumvents many of the political and economic risks that are associated with investing in the stock market. In this regard, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies could be one of the most practical, simple and effective ways for you as an investor to diversify away from purely fiat-based revenue, income and assets. Reason number 2, Bitcoin has a limited supply. One of the best reasons why Bitcoin is a better inflation hedge than other cryptocurrencies is that its supply is fixed at 21 million coins, 19 million of which have already been mined. Bitcoin's ironclad fixed supply means that there's no new coins that can enter into circulation, which means there's no risk of inflation. In contrast, a country like the United States can increase the money supply through spending and buying government bonds to lower interest rates, reduce the spending power of a dollar, and inadvertently cause inflation, which by the way is what most major economies have done in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, which is one of the main reasons we are experiencing high inflation. Reason number 3, Bitcoin is an easily transferable store of value. Like gold, Bitcoin is durable, easily interchangeable, secure and scarce. But unlike gold, Bitcoin is far more portable, transferable, and arguably more decentralized than gold. The gold supply is mostly controlled by sovereign countries such as the United States, China, Germany, and other European countries. Theoretically, anyone in the world can be able to easily buy, store, and secure their Bitcoin far easier than gold. But gold bars could argue that gold has intrinsic value as a precious metal, and Bitcoin is just another fake currency. However, Bitcoin's blockchain technology has a number of practical use cases. Bitcoin provides better means of exchange in countries that are prone to hyperinflation and political turmoil. This explains why a country like El Salvador has decided to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender. Now, the question arises, should you invest in Bitcoin? Well, not only is Bitcoin a great hedge against inflation, but it also has far better growth prospects over the long term than gold. However, Bitcoin is also a lot more volatile than gold, which may dissuade a lot of investors that are risk averse. Now, if you are looking for a recession-resistant investment that has good long-term growth prospect, Bitcoin is probably your best option. Although the price of Bitcoin has decreased from its all-time high, its use cases and adoption should only increase from here on. Its limited supply, paired with steadily increasing demand, particularly from institutional investors and emerging economies, should continue to drive the price higher. I'd be happy to make another video that goes into greater detail into why these fundamentals should drive the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies higher. If you'd like to receive notification of when this video becomes available, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. I hope you found value in this video. If so, please support this channel by liking, sharing and commenting in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.